Hello and welcome to Noob Gardening. So, crap parts of your garden. Every garden's got a bit, it doesn't matter how good it is. This is my crap bit of the garden just behind the garage. As you can see, over the years, bits of wood, got some slabs up here, old tiles have just been dumped here because I haven't got anywhere else to put it. So today, and over the next 2 days, I'm going to try and renovate this piece of garden. So first things first, I've got to get rid of all this rubbish, and then I'm going to dig it over, kind of level it out a little bit, and just kind of see what I'm left with. There's a lot of stuff here I can reuse, like these slabs. So I'm hopefully I'm thinking about creating some kind of little centerpiece up here, and maybe you know, a little pathway in between, and I'll plant it out. I'm not going to get rid of this ivy. Ivy, a lot of people hate it, especially if it grows close to houses, but actually, you know, it's fantastic for bugs and all kinds of stuff to kind of live in and overwinter, etc. It provides shelter for them, and it's also a nice piece of greenery as well. Don't want everything just to be completely bare. So thank you to the whole 9 subscribers. I am feeling incredibly popular at the moment, for subscribing. I hope you like the channel, and if you want me to do anything specific, or would you like any advice, let me know. I might do a video about it. All right then. Right then, whew, that got the old sweat on. So, cleared out now all the rubbish, as you can see. It's a bit undulating here. So, next bit, oh dear, time to get the big boy pants on. Got to dig this over. So, when digging, it's a stressful sport. So if you're over the age of 40, take it easy, otherwise you don't want to have a heart attack. It's a stressful sport, gardening. So I'm going to dig all this over, flatten it out. All these plants down here, I'm going to try and save and just replant them. They kind of seed naturally in this garden, so if I don't get it, there's other parts of the garden I can always transplant them from. So yeah, I'm going to level it all, dig it all over, level it off, and we've got then a nice blank canvas. We can start building something nice onto it. Right then, so we've cleared out everything. We've got the ground all laid out. It's all pretty much bare. Dug up a lot of roots. So what we're going to do today, so what I'm thinking is I want to try and create some kind of oriental themed garden. So I'm going to take a lot of this soil from down here and just level out a little platform here, and then around that I'm going to build a kind of a pergola thing, an Asian looking thing. We'll go through that in a little bit. I've got some old slabs that I found laying up against the house. If you find any building materials, don't throw them out. Save yourself a few quid. Keep them and build something with them. That's what they're there for. So I'm going to build a nice little kind of little patio area, but just 4 slabs up here. I put a nice Acer tree up there. Always look nice looking Japanese plant, those maples. And then just going to have some slabs laid into the soil here. I'm not going to concrete anything in. I'm not looking, I want actually something to grow up in and around the slabs and slowly it to green out a little bit. Got a lot of bare soil here, don't like that too much. And then, yeah, once we've done that, I'm just going to line it with some pansies, a few bulbs, a couple of hyacinths, something that'll make it nice and smelly during the spring. So, hope you're enjoying it so far, and I'm going to start sweating my arse off. Right then, well, I got a bit of the heart rate up and a bit of a sweat going. So as you noticed, And some of the more experienced gardeners might be looking at this again, oh, why on earth are you not putting any, you know, weed protector or liner down underneath my stones? And you should be setting that in sand, and you should be setting that in all kinds of concrete and everything like that. So firstly, yeah, you can do all of those things, and I do recommend all those things if that's the look you kind of want. However, I've decided just to sink these straight into the mud, because over time I actually want plants to kind of grow in and amongst the stones. I'm going to plant over the years probably some herbs or something like that, just to make it a really nice sensory type of garden. So yes, you can absolutely do this, and yes, I will probably get the odd weed and all the ivy and everything like that growing over this over time, but that's my problem, not yours. So anyway, what's going to be next? Well, we've got the groundworks done. Now it's just going to be building out this little pergola. So I've got some old 2x4s that I've managed to procure for nothing, and I'm going to just build like a little pergola thing around here, just to sink them into the couple of poles into the ground there, a couple of poles into the ground here, and just kind of build it up. It's not going to be head height, it's not something you're going to sit under, it's actually just going to frame the tree that's going to be here. So I'm probably only going to bring it up to about 5 foot here. So again, perfect ideal world, sink them into concrete, postcrete, whatever you want. I don't actually have any of that anymore because I've always used that. So I'm just going to kind of dig it into and firm it into the ground. I'm going to build the structure reasonably solid itself, so it shouldn't kind of wobble or shake. But I'm just going to kind of sink it into the ground into about kind of 6 inches to a foot deep, and we'll see how we go there. So hope you're enjoying it so far. Like and subscribe if you are. I'd love a few comments if you have got the time, and yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Right then, as you see, we've come into the garage, and I've got a couple of these long, I think they're old deck boards that I found. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a little oriental design on it. Oh, I'm so hot, I'm steaming up the glasses. So basically I'm going to try and do this freehand. Now obviously you want to try and make it even, so the best way to kind of do it is draw your pattern out on one side and then cut that out, use it as a template and a stencil on your second log, cut that out, and then you can basically turn your first log upside down and then mirror the stencil on the other side, and it will look perfect and it will look nice and even. So remember, I'm not health and safety gone wrong here. I'm not your father, I'm not your mum. Put some safety glasses on, because you never know what little splinter could fly out. You don't want to lose your eyesight over a bloody pergola, do you? So right, I'll get to cutting, and hopefully this will turn out all right. Right then, well that was a bit of woodworking fun, wasn't it? My old design technology teacher's either popping champagne or going to be turning in his grave for thinking his life choices about what he's done. So anyway, I've got those Asian styled crossboards bits done, and as you see I've dug some kind of holes out. I've got all my tools here just so I don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. So plan is now is I'm going to set these in the ground. I'm just going to put them into mud. It's not the best, you should really concrete them in or postcrete them in, but I haven't got any of that. I'll come back and later date and just firm it in at this moment in time. This is a job really for 2 people, so it might, hopefully it doesn't end up too wonky. And then I'm going to put some cross beams in. I've got some of the offcuts that actually will make nice little kind of supports to hopefully just give it that kind of rigid shape. So let's fingers crossed this turns out all right. Right then, well, after a few mishaps and a few clonks in the old noggin, finally got the bad boy up. Not looking too bad. It's not 100% straight, and I'm sure somebody on YouTube or my first comment might be, oh, it's not straight, but doesn't look too bad, does it? Paint that red, it'll look lovely. So tomorrow we're going to get planting, and we're going to turn this brown into a little bit of green. Right then, we're in the final stretch now, so everything's all built up, and now we're just going to plant it. So I've got a nice white pot up here. I'm going to put a Japanese maple in. I'm going to line this with all kinds of things, cyclamen, pansies. I'm going to get some wallflowers in here. Going to plant some bulbs in here. It still will look a little bit bare for a while, but come spring it will look fine. I've also found some like 3,000-year-old shaded wildflower mix as well. Probably won't work, but I'll sprinkle it down anyway. Throw some water on it, see what happens. Anyway, in the final stretch. Right then, I've done my Mr. Miyagi up, down, side to side. Hope Daniel LaRusso, you're proud. But anyway, found some face paints, as old as I am, but still looked red, still goes on the wood all right. And if you see, I picked up some pots here, got them cheap from, well, they don't sponsor me, so I'm going to still call them gnome face. Put in here some bamboo. I'm not going to give you the Latin name, but red bamboo. They'll grow up to about here, and their shoots will turn really nice and red, should offset this really nicely. And here I've got a Japanese maple. Again, Acer prefers acidic soil, so you need to put some ericaceous compost in there. If you saw, I was mixing up a bit of compost to just bulk it out. Dress the pots quite nice, but you know, it's starting to come together now. Let's have a quick ganders. Very peaceful. I stuck a buddleia back there as well. It's really good for butterflies. Grows massive, so you've got to keep an eye on it. So all that's left now is just going to plant out some pansies, some wallflowers, stick some bulbs in, just line this, and we'll be done. Right then, well, it's been a couple of days of hard graft, but we're all done. Check it, look at that. I've got some wallflowers, some potentilla. I've got a couple of cyclamen in there. I've got a little cheeky Buddha at the end. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Well, I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe if you did. We're up to 15 now. Blimey. Never thought I'd be so popular. Anyway, keep gardening.